to start here, have a strategy. When I went into knowing I was going to potentially purchase a vehicle, it is really important to have a plan. So I had already identified where the dealerships were. I had already identified a handful of cars that I thought were reasonable. I'd already decided on a price, and I already decided on what I needed that payment to be to make this all work. So when I say have a strategy, you need to know what's important and what you want to be true at the end of it. And the reason you need that to go in is so that you don't let your emotions take over. So when you have a plan, then you know you stay true to that plan. And the worst thing that can happen for you, or for you to leave feeling lost, that you lost in a negotiation, is that maybe you bought something that was too expensive and you regret it later. You know what I mean? Or maybe you got pressured into choosing something that you knew going in that's not what you wanted. Because keep in mind, when you negotiate, people are good at this, especially salespeople are really smart and they're really good at this. So it helps you from staying in your lane if you go into it with a clear plan. And I know so many times people don't, and I think that's where things start to go wrong. Know what the process is. You don't want to spend a whole bunch of time talking to someone who's not a decision maker. That's just wasting the cycles, the communication. So whenever I go into any kind of conversation, whether I'm talking to one of our vendors and we're negotiating a software contract, whether I am, at a car dealership, my daughter was laughing because I had to explain to her, oh, honey, this is like the dance. The salesperson talks to you and then they leave. And it's like they go behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz and they go talk to the finance people. And then you have to sit and they come back and show you a piece of paper. And she's like, Mom, this is so silly. I'm like, I know, this is what they do. And I said, I let them do it 2 times. And then I get up and I follow them into the finance manager's office. And she's always like, you can't do that. I'm like, oh, no, I can. And I always do. It's not normal, I realize, but I just have no patience. And when you just know, like, they want to sell a car, I want to buy a car. Can we stop like passing the paper amongst the people? So I just walk right in the finance manager's office and I sit down and they all get like uncomfortable for a minute and then we continue the conversation. So, because I always want to get to who is the decision maker. When you're dealing with a customer, and you have to ask, do they have decision-making authority? If not, can we get that person on the call? How do we include them in this process? Again, it's about building relationships with the right people.